Chapter 2. The Action of Holiness in History. Can the Christian historian, once he is satisfied that he has broadly sketched out the supernatural character of the annals of human history, then believe himself dispensed from recording events of lesser importance, sown by divine power and goodness in the course of the ages, in order to revive faith in successive generations? He will be wary of such ingratitude, and thrilled as he is to recognize that not in vain has the Redeemer of the world promised the visible signs of his intervention to his faithful until the end. He will be just as eager to initiate his brethren into the joy which he has experienced in encountering along his path 1,000 rays of unexpected light. Each one of these illuminations, though related more or less directly to the three great centers, offers its own testimony of God's fidelity to his promises, and a precious confirmation which springs forth embracing everything. Human history can thus contain miracles of detail, which can be seen to have had more than an individual significance, and which have resonated through the ages. One need hardly add that in order to enter into a serious and truly historical account, Christian historians must be certain from the point of view of impartial critique. Thus, the apparition of the cross to Constantine has the right to figure seriously in the annals of the 4th century. As much can be said for the prodigies that were worked in Jerusalem during the same era, when Julian the Apostate wanted to rebuild the Temple of Solomon. The miracles of Saint Martin, so influential in the extinction of idolatry among the Gauls, cannot be passed over in silence, any more than those of Saint Philip Neri in Rome, and of Saint Francis Xavier in the Indies, which, despite the blasphemies of the Reformation and the decadence of the Papal Church in the 16th century, attested that she was nonetheless the unique heiress of the promises and sanctuary of the true faith. From the Christian point of view, would it not be leaving a gap in history to remain silent about the prodigious deeds that accompanied the introduction of the gospel to almost all the places where it has been preached? For example, the miracles of the monk St. Augustine of Canterbury in his apostolate in England, and those which have been reported in the missions of the illustrious promoters of religious life, both in the East and the West, from St. Anthony in the desert of Egypt to St. Francis and St. Dominic, among the other fathers of the 13th century. The chain of these marvels continues into our own time. It would thus be misunderstanding the role of the Christian historian to think that one had done enough by simply mentioning the deeds of this nature which occurred at the origin of Christianity. They have been constant, so to say, and they continue to be so. They are the pledge of the supernatural presence of God in the activity of humanity. Finally, they have had a real influence on peoples. One must thus take them into account if one judges them to be true. It is one's duty to record them and to assign them their role and their significance.